Velma 2.0 guaranteed. Guaranteed, I bet you. Thank you guys for clicking on this video here. Gosh, we are going to just go on a little rant here because follow me, guys. I think that Good Times is going to be a hit. The Netflix Good Times reboot, or whatever you want to call it, many are calling it a disgrace. It is going to be a guaranteed hit. And this is the reason why, because we've seen this before. We've seen this before, y'all. We've seen this happen with the very similar Velma. Scooby-Doo got the treatment that Good Times is getting right now. And it did well. It did so good. And not for reasons you think, but it did so good that it got greenlit within, I believe, like the first month. Like it was like, oh, we're going to get a season 2 despite all the backlash. Even despite, we're going to find out the ratings. The ratings even pointed to this being a disaster. And because of the people, me, you, going to hate watch this. And for some people, it was a guilty pleasure. Some people would be afraid to admit that it was good. They were like, you know what? I kind of like it, but I can't go out and tell my friends. I can't go out publicly and go on record saying that it was actually pretty good, because then they will dogpile on me. So I think it was a lot of peer pressure at play here. But I will tell you guys, I did watch Velma. I watched it because I wanted to make sure, I had to make sure that I wasn't operating as a sheep. And what I mean by that is that you have people out there who want to be part of the cool club, the cool kids club. And the way that works is that you have these influencers that are out there who say, oh, this is garbage, this is trash. And everybody that is part of their following will jump aboard and be like, yep, I agree. And it's all within the comments. Nobody will come out against them at all. But then secretly behind closed doors, they're watching it. They're watching it. Despite what they may say publicly, the ratings is saying a completely different thing. And that's what happened with Velma. You need proof? Let's go ahead and let's look at IMDb for Velma. And as you can see right here, look at the ratings. The IMDb rating is 1.6 stars out of 10. Out of 10, it couldn't even get a 2. Couldn't even get a 2. And it was somehow greenlit for a season 2. Somehow greenlit for season 2. And if you guys don't believe me, just as of yesterday, and I don't believe this is by accident. I almost kind of believe that it's kind of pre-planned a little bit. Even though this is on Max and you have Good Times getting ready to come out on Netflix, I think the proof is in the pudding. Let's see. Right here, you will see that the controversial Scooby-Doo reboot Velma gets season 2 release date on Max. So scrolling down, you will see here, it says Velma season 2 premieres April the 25th on Max after record-breaking viewership. And it had a 1.6 out of 10. Oh, we're gonna get Good Times season 2. It's guaranteed. It's absolutely guaranteed. And you know who's at fault when it comes to the whole Velma case? It's the viewership. It says it right here. It's not because of the studios. Nope. It's not because of the show itself. It's because of the viewers. We as viewers, we love to watch a slow train wreck. We just don't look away. The general public, when there's trouble on the horizon or there's something that goes crazy, we tend to run towards the drama. We run towards the chaos unless it gets super crazy, and we tend to just run away. But in this case, this is a cartoon and people are online venting, crying out, saying, I don't want this. This is horrible. This is bad for the culture. And why would they do this to my childhood? Memory. And this is why would they do this? And yet and still, despite our outcries, they had record-breaking viewership. And here it says, despite controversies and negative reception, key cast members will return for season 2. So despite what the general public is saying out loud, numbers don't lie. People lie. People do lie, but numbers don't lie. And it says the new season will continue to explore murder mysteries and family dynamics. Now, let me tell you this. I, for one, did not hate Velma. And here's the thing. They actually didn't call it Scooby-Doo. They had the characters from Scooby-Doo in it. Not all of them. I mean, Scooby himself was like kind of like MIA, but kind of like there at the same time. You would have to watch the show to kind of completely understand it. But at the same time, despite all of the racial swaps that had happened in the show and it going down a more darker, raunchier path, it still did well. I remember people even crying and complaining about like, oh my God, there's a shower scene where, they're naked in the shower, in which they weren't naked. I mean, they were nude, but they had soap covering their body parts. But then here's the caveat. They were like, these people who said that this is okay, these people are pedophiles because these are high schoolers and stuff. And I was like, wow, kind of got a point there. But yet at the same time, was the overall story intriguing? I would have to say yes. Velma was had an intriguing storyline. And after a while, after maybe the 4th episode, I kind of like all of the complaints kind of faded away. And I found myself being more like captivated, like, okay, what's going to happen next? I was curious. Was some of the characters annoying? Could they had, gave this a different name? Well, they did give it a different name, but like different characters altogether. And would it have worked? I think it would have worked. I think it would have worked, and people wouldn't have been as upset. They would have just kind of said, this kind of feels like a bootleg version of Scooby-Doo. And then that's when people would have still cried and complained about it. But what's going to happen here with Good Times? This is my prediction. It's going to get ratioed, meaning that it's going to be like completely ratioed as far as being bad. People are going to talk about it. I'm going to be one of those people that are going to talk about it. I'm going to be watching the show. I'm going to be doing breakdowns of each of the episodes. Who knows? I might just binge watch the whole thing and then just record all of my takes, my raw reaction, and then have to go back and maybe watch it again to see if I missed anything. I really feel deep down, and I know that you guys may feel that too. A lot of you all, it's okay. You guys can continue to keep hiding behind your comments and keep saying like, this is trash, this is bad for the culture. There are plenty of other things out there that are bad for the culture and have been bad for the Black culture for a long time. And the same energy is not being met with that as it is with this. We talk about the negative stereotypes. Oh my gosh. When was the last time you have watched a Black music award show? That alone is worth boycotting, and yet the ratings is through the roof. Like, people watch that stuff. Like, we like trash. It's a guilty, that's why they call it a guilty pleasure. It's like you feel guilty, but there's still a hint of pleasure behind it. And I feel that the vast majority of the people are that say that they're not going to watch it, they will. And here's the other thing. Something that I also noticed is that, a majority of the people that have been talking about this show are Black, because it was geared towards Black. But then I saw that there were sprinkled in here and there comments made by white people saying that, hey, I used to watch the show too. I could relate as well. It's like poverty. It has no discrimination at all. It's like when you are poor, you are poor. You are poor. So you can have some of the same similar major plot point experiences in your life. And so they too are like, I don't know, like, but this new generation that's going to be like, didn't grow up watching Good Times. They don't know about the controversy at all. They're just like, oh, this looks like this is going to be another one of those, fun shows. And there's going to be a lot of, I would say, white people that are going to watch this as well. Are they going to enjoy it? I have no idea. I would have to say, did they enjoy the Boondocks? I would venture off and say, yeah, I would think that they watched the Boondocks as much as we did. I mean, heck, it was on Adult Swim. It was on that channel where you had not a majority of black people, but you had, a well mixed, diverse group of people who really, they like people who enjoy the Dave Chappelle show. I think people are the same who enjoy the Boondocks. And I believe that the people who enjoyed the Boondocks, this show was trying to, Good Times was trying to pull that audience in, but they did, but they get the backlash. But I think that they know, based off of the success of Velma, that they're okay. They're going to be fine. They're not going to lose out. And they feel very confident that they're going to get greenlit for a season 2. And the reason why, and I'll end on this note, is because of the viewership. We are going to watch this. We're going to watch it. Are we going to be annoyed? Is part of us going to be annoyed? Yes, part of us is going to be annoyed. I think there's going to be some people out there that's going to be completely turned off. They're going to be like, nope, this ain't it. I'm boycotting. And I think that's as far as it's going to go. I heard there's a petition out there. Somebody did go the extra step, the extra mile, but that petition is all in vain. If anything, it's a vanity petition. It's a vanity petition post, for people to be like, look, I got people to sign this petition, and people are dogpiling it. We don't want this. It's too late, folks. It's already done. People have already put their money and their efforts into it. People got paid, and it's set to release. The only thing that you can do at this point is get people to hopefully not watch it. And it could happen. There's been some very, very good boycotts out there. Like the one that really shook the industry, not the film industry, but just shook America as a whole, was the whole Bud Light controversy. People boycotted that to where they was like, Bud Light was like, yo, Budweiser was like, we have to do something. We have to damage control. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they were on. But is Netflix going to go that far to say damage control and pull it? No, they're not going to pull it. If anything, they just say, you know what, we're not going to go ahead with season 2. But if that money, if that viewership is there, trust and believe we're going to have Velma 2.0. And in about 2 more years, there's going to be season 2 of Good Times, and it's going to be even longer. It's probably going to wind up being like a 16 episode order instead of it being the first 10. But I want to hear from you all. Let me know what you all think. You guys think that this is going to be a hit or a miss? I personally think it's going to be a hit. I don't know how to feel about the content, of course, but based off of what I've seen, it looks like it's not going to be 100% Ratchet City. I think that it's probably going to be like 80%. With like this caveat of 20%, like, here's the lesson. And with Steph Curry being involved, I think it's going to be, I have high hopes that it's going to be a good show. I feel like it's going to be a good show until they prove me wrong. For other people, they're like, you know what? It's going to be a bad show until they prove me wrong. But I want to hear from you all. Leave a comment down below if you haven't already. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. Hopefully by the end of this week. If not by the end of this week, that's fine. We can aim for the end of this month. I feel like we can get to 1,000. We can make it. We are going to make it. Be sure to come back, because we are going to do watches on this good times, or as I see up here, it says hood times, because I saw somebody make that comment and I was like, oh, I gotta use that. And I did give them their credit. I gave them a shout out. I did not come up with that on my own. I saw hood times and I was like, yo, that might be the move. All right, but remember to always be kind to people, put forth your best at all times. And like we always say here on this channel, peace in and confusion out.